Hello and welcome to The Real World. My name's Cameron. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Real World YouTube channel. We are talking all about Hypnotic and our top 5 Robert Rodriguez movies. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Real World YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos. We're all about movies here, so if you're a movie fan, you're in the right place. I'm joined on this episode by a special guest. My brother Carson is back.
Back again. Glad to be here. Talk about Robert Rodriguez.
One of our favorite filmmakers. This guy is so inspiring to us.
The Rebel Without a Crew himself.
Rebel Without a Crew, one of my favorite books ever. It's always sitting right here on my desk just to inspire me. What he's done over his career is amazing.
Robert Rodriguez is a very, very special filmmaker. What he does with the budgets that he handles and the efficiency in which he makes his movies always inspires us to make movies.
Absolutely. Before we get into his movies, we're going to talk some movie news. All right, so we're kicking things off with movie news as we usually do. There were quite a bit of news stories that dropped this week already, so we're going to cover these briefly. First of all, the Nicolas Cage film Lord of War is getting a sequel.
Oh.
So this movie came out over a decade ago.
Okay.
The title is Lords of War.
Oh, there's two now.
It's Nick Cage coming back with the director, Andrew Niccol.
Okay.
And they've cast Bill Skarsgård as his son. He was the villain in John Wick 4.
Yeah.
He's Pennywise in It.
Okay.
He's, prominent actor.
Cool.
Young actor.
Awesome.
So very interested to see that. I still haven't actually seen the original, so I want to check that out.
Neither have I. I was about to rewatch it for the Nicolas Cage thing, but didn't end up doing it. I hear it's good though.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Next up, Pedro Pascal. He's been cast in another project. We just talked about him last week getting cast in Gladiator 2, but now he has been cast in Zach Cregger's next film. Zach Cregger, of course, just directed Barbarian.
Excellent movie.
So it's going to be another horror movie.
Okay.
He says it's going to be an epic horror movie in the same vein as Magnolia. So Magnolia is not a horror film, but it's a big sprawling movie with several different plot lines. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that should be interesting. I'm very curious to see what that director does next. Like you, I really like Barbarian, so
Barbarian's great.
Have to wait for it. Next up, Kang might be recast in the MCU. For those of you keeping track, Jonathan Majors running into some legal trouble. And so he may have to be recast. There's rumors going around that they're already looking for a new actor to portray this character. Very easy character to recast because there's so many versions of him out there.
Variants of Kang, yeah.
So, their rumors are John Boyega may take over the role. Finn.
Boyega. Okay.
We love Boyega.
Yeah, Boyega.
That would be really cool.
I don't know that he'll do it, but
I don't think he would do it either.
That's a cool idea.
You know who I think would be a great pick? Someone on Twitter said this. Chuck Iwagi, who just played High Evolutionary. I'm like, man, that would be a great cast.
I wish he hadn't just played the High Evolutionary.
Well, you can just explain it by saying he's a variant of Kang.
It'd be too confusing.
He's a variant. There's variants everywhere.
I wish
Look at Loki.
That easy. Yeah, you're right. But Loki isn't played by Chris Evans.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, I get it.
That character that already exists.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's somebody's situation.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on that one. Keeping it in the realm of Marvel, Venom 3 is set to start shooting next month.
Wow.
So the
Avi Arad's Venom.
The conclusion of the Venom trilogy.
Avi Arad's perfect trilogy.
It's amazing that Tom Hardy got a trilogy before Andrew Garfield.
How embarrassing.
It is. It is sad. But Tom Hardy, of course, is coming back. Writer of the first two films, Kelly Marcel, will direct this one.
Oh, okay.
So she's stepping into the director's chair, which should be interesting. I like that each of those have had a different director.
Hey, so far, they've gotten better.
They've gotten better if they keep the trend. But, Andy Serkis, he's a pretty great director. But we'll have to wait and see what she ends up doing with that. No word yet on the villains, although
Is Venom not the villain?
Yeah, right. Working title is Orwell.
Okay.
And of course, comic book nerds got online and researched what is Orwell? How does that connect to
Then
Marvel?
the comics.
There's some general named Orwell in the comics who goes after Venom. And he creates this team called the Jury. And they're basically this team of highly specialized agents that go after Venom. And
that could lead to
comics.
Agent Venom. I know Agent Venom is a thing in the comics.
That's right.
It's become like a militarized version of the character.
Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see.
See,
whatever it will be, there will be a lot of villains.
Definitely.
Morbius.
Always.
Morbius and Vulture have to both show up in this.
That's right. They're building a team.
Maybe some bad guys should get together and do some good. We should team up. Direct quote from Morbius.
Yeah, worst post-credit scene ever. Beetlejuice 2 is shooting. They've already got a release date. They announced the release date is September 6th, 2024. So next fall we'll get Beetlejuice 2, the long-awaited sequel. And they have confirmed not only is Michael Keaton returning, not only is Tim Burton returning. Jenny Ortega is going to play the daughter of Winona Ryder's character, and Winona Ryder herself is returning.
That's great news.
So a lot of returning cast members.
Jenna Ortega, can't get enough of Jenna Ortega.
Wednesday Addams.
Tell you.
Yeah. Going Miller.
See the Wednesday Addams dance on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok. I avoid it at all costs. All right. Another bit of sequel news, which was confirmed. This has been long in development. Confirmed to officially get the green light. Freaky Friday 2 with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan both returning to reprise their roles in this sequel, which will at this point be a legacy sequel. Lindsay Lohan's character, I'm guessing, will have a daughter, and maybe all three of them will switch bodies.
Instead of the mom switching bodies with the daughter, the daughter's going to switch bodies with the mom.
Right.
It's
I guess what I just said, I think is going to have the granddaughter.
Oh, granddaughter.
They're all three going to switch.
Oh, okay.
And so
that's annoying.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that first one's a pretty fun movie, actually. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. I like it. I'm being facetious.
I know. We'll have to see. I don't know what the story is, but we'll have to see what they do with that.
I assume that's a Disney Plus straight to streaming thing.
Yes, exactly. Moving into some Robert Rodriguez sequel news. The long-awaited Spy Kids reboot is titled Spy Kids Armageddon, and it will be released later this year.
Really?
He confirmed it is coming out this year.
Wow.
Sometime after August. Crazy. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see this. Zachary Levi is going to be in there. I don't think we've ever had a director reboot his own franchise before, from what I can remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the director of every Spy Kids movie.
Mad Max, maybe.
Including the reboot. Yeah, I'd still consider that a sequel, though. It's not really a reboot. It's just another Mad Max adventure.
Sure.
Alita Battle Angel. Finally got to watch this.
What'd you think?
Week. I thought it was wonderful. I was a huge fan of this movie.
I'm so glad.
Great world building.
I like it so much.
Great action. Great characters. Yeah. Really, really fun. The sequel is finally in development. They are in talks.
Oh.
Robert Rodriguez is talking with James Cameron about this right now. So James Cameron, of course, is working on
Avatar 9, Avatar 7. I'm doing 9 Avatar movies.
He's doing
shoot them all at once because the kids are going to grow up.
That's right. So he's handed the keys over to Rodriguez for Alita, and hopefully that ends up happening very soon because, yeah, that deserves to be at least a trilogy, if not a whole big, long franchise.
Robert Rodriguez, teenage trilogy. This kid trilogy. Time to do your teenage trilogy.
That's right. Absolutely. So looking forward to that. A few trailers dropped this week. One of them was for Meg 2 The Trench. Have you seen Meg? The Meg?
Nope. Skipped it.
You're not missing much.
Avoided it.
It's a terrible...
Ran away from it.
You were smart. You were smarter than me.
Did you see it?
Yeah. It was awful. Awful film.
Never watched a shark movie that's not Jaws.
Exactly. Or the Jaws sequels even. Just watch Jaws. Yeah, Meg 2 The Trench just looks terrible. More terrible shark.
I was hoping it would be an Aquaman movie about the trench. That'd be cool.
I know. We needed that one instead. Nope. Instead, it's more Jason Statham.
You let us down, Statham.
Jason Statham just kicking sharks in the face, just crazy stuff. So, not looking forward to that, but there might be people out there. No, I mean.
Punch a shark in the face.
Next trailer was for Surrounded. Have you heard of this?
No.
Just dropped today. It is starring Letitia Wright, who's our new Black Panther in the MCU.
Okay. Yeah.
And she is playing in this film. It's a Western.
Ooh.
And it looks pretty good. It's her and Jamie Bell, Tintin himself.
Oh, great.
So I'm really
Cool.
interested in this movie. It looks like it's going to be fairly intense, but it looks like it's all in the American West, her surviving out there with this outlaw.
Sweet. I like it.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Another sequel that I did not expect. It kind of came out of nowhere. Bird Box is getting a sequel. It's called Bird Box Barcelona.
Cool.
So they're going to another city.
Another one I skipped.
They're gonna,
Didn't love A Quiet Place, skipped a Bird Box.
Yeah, I know. You're one of the few that didn't like A Quiet Place. I like A Quiet Place a lot. But Bird Box, yeah, it's not as good as Quiet Place. It has its merits though, I must say.
Okay.
There are a lot of positives about it. Sandra Bullock's great in it and has another, interesting concept.
Cool.
But yeah, this one looks like it's kind of just going to be more of the same, but on a larger scale. We're going to kind of get more of like how this whole thing started.
So like A Quiet Place Part 2.
Kind of. Yeah, basically. They're following that formula. Going back to how it all started and then moving forward. So I don't know.
Very original.
Yeah, it looks fine. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. Last trailer is Oppenheimer. They released a new trailer for Oppenheimer.
Nolan.
Showed off more of this epic historical film that Christopher Nolan is crafting. It looks like, again, the cast of this is just outstanding. I mean, we've got Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Cillian Murphy, Josh Hartnett, Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt. I mean, the list goes on.
Michael Caine.
I'm sure Michael Caine will be in it. But yeah, it's going to be about the life of Oppenheimer, who helped build the atom bomb. We get a brief glimpse of Albert Einstein in this film.
That's right.
And
not played by Robin Williams. What an outrage.
I know. Too bad.
The perfect man to play Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
He did it in AI.
He did it very well. So yeah, look, I'm excited about this movie. Anytime a Nolan movie comes out, I'm excited because he always does something unique. This is all shot in IMAX. Some are suspecting it could be a alternate history film, which I didn't get any hints of that in the trailer. I don't know where they're getting that idea from, but
okay,
that would be fascinating if this ended up being
the bomb blew up the whole planet.
Yeah, if this ended up being a Tenet prequel, maybe. I don't know.
I
don't know.
That's right.
I don't know.
That part of Tenet about the whole bomb.
It's time. It's all about time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. But
his first Shadow saga. It's Shadow trilogy.
That's right.
It's not a trilogy till the very end.
That's it. So that's it for trailers. Before we move on from movie news, there is one movie anniversary I wanted to cover. It is Lord of the Flies. This is the original 1963 film celebrating its 60th anniversary this year.
The only version of this story I've ever seen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You still haven't seen the 90s version?
No, I haven't seen it.
See, the 90s version is a great remake.
Oh, good.
I actually think that what they did in that movie is really smart. Okay. The things they changed. Cool. It really was really well done. But this original, I think, is just as good. Mm-hmm. It's very well shot, edited.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Great direction. Really enjoy this. Is the Criterion edition I have here on Blu-ray. And so yeah, if you haven't seen this, it's a classic book that's well worth reading as well. But the movie adaptation is very good too. So just wanted to mention that one. Now we're on to our review of Hypnotic. All right, so we just got out of the theater from seeing Hypnotic, the latest film directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring Ben Affleck, Alice Braga, William Fichtner. I mean, it's got a great cast.
It does.
Really enjoyed the cast. The acting was great. This is a unique story. He kind of described it as a Hitchcockian thriller, on steroids.
Yeah.
Because it is a fast-moving film.
It is.
It is a tight 90 minutes, which we love.
Beautiful runtime. A perfect runtime for a film. 30 minutes per act.
Yeah.
3 acts.
Right.
Yeah, this was a wonderful, quaint movie.
Yeah,
that we watched in the theater. It was such a
low budget,
nice, concise, self-contained
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
That wasn't a 2.5 hour epic blockbuster popcorn munching snooze fest.
Yeah, not a lot of CGI here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not
like
a lot of CGI at
it's
all.
just actors.
The VFX credits came up and it was like 4 people.
This much. Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
It was amazing. Just a breath of fresh air. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
coming off of Guardians 3, which we both adored.
Right.
We both were just
Mhm.
love that movie.
Wonderful.
It's great,
Wonderful
great film. But this is just again something totally different. It's character focused. It's got a really big and cool concept,
Sure.
but the way he did it, it was just, again,
It was simple and human.
yeah, his background is all indie filmmaking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all low budget.
Every
It's like
every dollar is shown on screen at all
totally,
times. And
totally.
it feels smart. The way that the plot escalates and then kind of reveals itself slowly is really interesting and engaging and fun to watch. It's very rewarding to watch.
Right.
It never talks down to the audience. I don't feel like there's too much exposition.
Yeah, it moves and it doesn't take time to you have to catch up with it. But it never loses you. You know what I mean? It's easy to follow. Yet there's a lot going on. It's kind of a complex mystery. You know, it's one of these mystery films where you're trying to figure out what's going on here. The Hypnotic title,
kind of a detective story.
Yeah, the Hypnotic title refers to these people who can basically hypnotize people. They can convince you to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the big sci-fi idea.
Jedi mind trick.
Right.
Course,
right.
Basically.
That's the big kind of sci-fi idea here. Yeah. And then it's wrapped up in this kind of
grounded reality,
paced action thriller type story. And it just is well executed on every level, super well shot.
Yeah.
Very well edited.
Super well lit.
Tightly edited. Yeah, the lighting
really
is great.
The music also.
The music is a big part of what helps the pacing and really propels the story.
Yeah, very rhythmic.
Rhythmic, fast-paced. His children are all involved in this now. He's got, I think, 6 kids, and they all pitch in.
Yeah, editors,
editing
credit,
music, writing, all that stuff. So it's really a family affair, and the film is all about family. And it really delivers.
As I think every Robert Rodriguez movie I've seen is.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it's just really well done. So I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, this film is getting basically no marketing.
Go see it in the theaters. It's
seriously,
such a wonderful 90-minute experience.
Really,
once you come out of the theater, you'll still have time to do stuff in the day. It's not, you don't have to set aside your whole afternoon to watch a single movie.
Yes.
It's not a 3.5 hour epic.
Right.
It's a simple 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
It's such a fun, nice experience.
It's great. I'm going to be thinking about it all day. I can't wait to see it again.
It was really cool.
It's one of those movies that...
And it's an original story. It's not a remake or a reboot or a sequel.
That's it.
Totally original screenplay.
Not based on an IP or a book or a person's life or anything. It is just a new idea that he came up with.
Yeah.
And put it on screen. And he did it in a really effective way. He's a very economical storyteller.
Yeah.
He does not waste a single frame of film. He really just knows how to make a movie and make it well. And yeah, this movie delivers, I think, on every level. I give it at least 4 stars. I mean, this is really a really good
super solid movie. Super solid. Absolutely. In every way.
Great. So we recommend it. Go see it in theaters if you can find it nearby you. We had to travel a little bit to find it, but if it's playing near you, definitely recommend it.
Hypnotic. Go see it.
All right. Well, that's our review of Hypnotic. Again, please go see that in theaters. I think you'll get a big kick out of it. Now we're going to rank our top 5 Robert Rodriguez movies of all time. All right, so I'm going to kick this list off with my number 5. It is From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a movie I'm a big fan of. It's right back here.
Awesome.
Own this on Blu-ray. It is just a really fun, genre-bending film. I don't want to give away too much if you haven't seen it. But basically, suffice it to say, it starts off as kind of a crime, bank robber, heist, hostage movie.
Sure.
And then it quickly becomes something else towards the end, which is very unexpected.
Yeah, it's unexpected and fun. And it definitely, I think the shift kind of either works or it doesn't for me. It kind of leans toward doesn't work.
Okay.
I get it I understand why it's cool,
Yeah.
and technically speaking, it works very well.
Right.
I just wasn't. I've only seen this movie once,
Yeah.
and it kind of just on my first viewing, it was kind of jarring.
Yeah.
But it's still a very fun watch.
Yeah. It's a fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed at least the first half of the movie a
Right.
lot. Yeah, it was a cool movie.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's really good. George Clooney performance, a younger George Clooney.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy just the style behind it. You know, this is after he
Very
had done
stylish.
a couple of his mariachi films.
Mhm.
And it's just a really fun movie I've enjoyed watching a couple of times. So check it out if you haven't. That's my number five. What's your number five?
My number five is Spy Kids 2: The Isle of Lost Dreams.
Okay. The Spy Kids franchise is a favorite of ours.
It is. It is.
Um,
Especially for me. This is like one of my favorite all-time childhood movies in general. Spy Kids 2 for the longest time was my favorite of the Spy Kids movies. This has everything you want. It's got spy kids. It's got monsters. It's got mysterious islands. It's got bully kids that get stuck in camel poop. It's everything you want in a movie and more.
Yeah, it's fun. It's got great stop motion effects that kind of remind of Ray Harryhausen.
Sure.
It took the franchise in a very unique direction that I don't think anyone was expecting. I remember seeing this in theaters vividly.
Okay.
And had a blast with it.
It's very fun.
On
it's
rewatch,
much more adventurous than the first one.
Right. On rewatch, it feels a little odd at times, like that he went this way with it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like this kind of throwback adventure genre of Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, those kind of classic 50s B movie adventure films, and it has that vibe for sure. It's just a little strange that it meshes with the Spy Kids world. I don't it's like
I know what you mean.
It kind of works, but it still feels a little strange
it's
times.
It's a little fantasy in some areas.
Right.
I just think that the whole general tone of the whole movie works.
Okay.
As a just fun kid adventure thing. To me, it feels like kids playing in their backyard.
Yeah.
We were playing Spy, but it's like, I don't want to just do spies again. We just did that yesterday. So I want to like fight skeletons and I want to like ride on a monster, and it's very childlike. That's what I like a lot about the Spy Kids movies in general.
Yeah. A lot of fun. All right, on to my number 4. It is Alita Battle Angel. This is a really, really well-made movie. It's his biggest budget he's ever had to work with.
Yeah.
And
very ambitious movie.
It's all on screen. Like we said before, he uses every penny. And the effects are incredible. The world he built in this movie is really interesting. I'd never read the manga, and I knew he was a big fan of it. James Cameron stepped in, wrote the whole script.
Totally.
He handed it over to Rodriguez to do Avatar, and he just knocked it out of the park. I thought he did a great job with it. The action sequences are thrilling. The characters I really like. The whole backstory of what happened to this world, this futuristic world, and all of it, I thought worked really well. And I'm just dying for a sequel.
Because I would love to see more of this.
It's just really, really cool movie.
It is. My number 4 is Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Ah, yes, indeed, right behind you.
Yes, the conclusion to the mariachi trilogy.
Yeah, that's a fun one for sure.
It's big, it's bold,
right?
It's epic, but it's not too much. Right. It stays in that kind of emotional core of what this trilogy is kind of about.
Right.
But again, it's going bigger and even more bombastic than the last one. Just that opening scene, I think is so cool. Yeah. Every scene has a moment of just like this really fun stuff happening all the time. It's a great film. It's very emotional. I think more so even than the previous two. And it has a more diverse array of characters and stories.
Big cast
compared to the other two. Much bigger cast. Yeah. A lot more going on.
Right.
And a lot more complicated characters.
Yes.
Than we get in some of his other movies.
True. Yeah, excellent pick. Really big fan of that movie. That whole trilogy is just excellent. Moving on to my number 3, call it recency bias, but I'm putting Hypnotic at number 3.
Wow.
I think Hypnotic is one of his best movies.
High praise.
I think it is just so, again, exciting.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching it, you're just drawn in, you're engaged the whole time.
Yeah, totally.
It's got that emotional hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's got great acting, great cast,
All true.
incredible visual storytelling. Again, an original idea.
Yeah,
You know, he
you're
comes
totally
up
right.
with great original ideas. Alita is one of the few that's not an original idea, but this one is. And I feel like that's sorely missed at the cinema
I
today,
agree. I
unfortunately.
agree.
So I had to give this one high praise and I put it in at number 3. It's definitely one I'm going to revisit.
Mhm.
I'm going to get the 4K when it comes out. Can't wait to own it so I
Absolutely.
can watch it over and over again because it is one that again, another world that he built that was interesting and just a great story that he told. So, yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 3 is Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, I like
Nice.
Alita a lot.
Yep.
We already talked about it a little bit. I just gotta say, there's a cyborg cowboy with a pack of robot dogs, and that's the coolest thing.
Yeah. He's played by Jeff Fahey, who shows up in Hypnotic.
That's
as well.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It's a terrific film. For all the reasons we've already stated. Alita Battle Angel is a step beyond what I think The Matrix set the groundwork for, and just the general kind of digital action cinema,
right?
Just realm in general.
Yeah, Motorball.
Motorball.
It's crazy.
It's kung fu on rocket powered roller skates,
right.
And that's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Awesome pick. All right, on to my number 2 childhood favorite, the original Spy Kids.
This is also my number 2.
Oh, really?
It is.
Okay,
It
great.
is.
Well, number 2, yeah, Spy Kids, the original is just so fun. Such a, again, it's this breath of fresh air of him bringing in all of his sensibilities to James Bond with kids.
Yep.
You know, it's spies, real spies, only smaller, I think is the tagline.
Mm-hmm.
They've got all these cool gadgets. They've got this.
They have a terrific emotional arc that they go through.
The family is at the center of it.
Everything about Uncle Machete and how his relationship with the dad is just like how Carmen and Junie are.
Totally.
And Floop is such a creative villain.
Yeah.
Love Floop. Love his castle. Floop's Fooglies.
Yeah. Creative. Yeah.
Floop's Fooglies.
Super creative.
It's super cool.
Designs and just weird.
So fun.
It's weird. It's like this bizarre idea.
It's just
they work.
It's just nonstop creativity and fun.
It is
from beginning to end.
It is. It really is.
It works on every level. It works for parents. It works for kids. It just, it
holds up.
I adore Spy Kids.
It holds up.
So good.
It holds up better than any of the Spy Kids sequels. It holds up because it's so full of heart and it's so humorous.
Yeah,
and doesn't take itself seriously. Yet has
it does.
Yet has that heart, that emotional core.
And there is genuine danger. And
definitely.
The characters treat the situations as
it's not an all-out comedy.
Threatening.
Yeah.
And the villains are menacing.
Oh, yeah.
Although they are silly.
Definitely.
Love Minion.
Mr. Minion. That's Mr. Minion to you.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Shalhoub's great there.
It's Mr. Minion now.
All of it's so good.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's got the great effects work, a lot of practical effects. Uses digital when he needs to. That great opening shot we talked about the other day.
Beautiful.
Great opener.
The pinnacle of digital cinema is shots like that one, where it's otherwise impossible.
Right.
It's this 10,000 mile long through the ocean, leading all the way up into a bedroom window, beautifully and perfectly seamlessly. Yeah. It's amazing.
Great stuff.
I also love Spy Kids 3, by the way. I didn't quite make my list, but Spy Kids 3 is high on my list. I like it a lot.
It's your honorable mention.
It's super fun. Spy Kids 3 rocks.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's fun. Great. Well, under our number 1.
Our collective number 1.
Both of our number 1 as well. So we have the same number 1 and 2.
That's right.
Desperado.
The coolest movie ever made.
Coolest film ever. If you could just picture someone trying to make the coolest movie ever. Just what's the coolest shot? What's the coolest character?
Who are the coolest actors?
Right. What's the coolest music?
What's the coolest location?
What's the coolest action?
What's the coolest music?
I just said that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. It's just cool. Everything about it's cool. He just said, let's make the coolest movie ever. And he succeeded.
It's the coolest, hottest, most awesome,
yes,
action-packed.
Yes.
Just exciting.
Yeah. intense, engaging,
and it's
fun,
endlessly
Yeah.
entertaining. It's what every great action movie should be.
right?
Everything's told visually.
Yeah,
You just
very little dialogue, very little dialogue.
the protagonist is beaten down and punished,
Yes.
and you feel every punch
Right, right.
and every explosion.
Uh-huh.
But it's also just this artistic, beautiful
The use of slow-mo,
explosion
Ah.
of passion
Yes.
on screen.
the way it's edited together.
I've never
everything
seen
about
a movie like it.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
agree.
it's all of the excitement and energy of Spy Kids
it. Right.
combined with the kind of
Intense-
brutality and
yeah.
intensity of adulthood.
Complexity, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's all there. It's all there. It's a great story.
It's like a grown-up Spy Kids.
Yeah, definitely. It's the sequel to El Mariachi, which is the movie that Rebel Without a Crew is about.
Mhm.
Him making this movie for $7,000 basically by himself. And it's the follow-up to that with a bigger budget, bigger stars, in it, and crazier action, and just everything El Mariachi did just ratcheted up to 11 basically.
100%.
And so it's a thrilling movie, one that I've
Mhm.
enjoyed a number of times. And yeah, it remains his best film I think he's ever made. Just an awesome movie. All right, folks. Well, that is it for our Robert Rodriguez top 5. That's our review of Hypnotic. Let us know your top 5 Robert Rodriguez movies. He's been around for over 3 decades now making movies. So very impressive resume. We didn't even mention,
Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett, his Sin City films, Planet Terror, The
Mhm.
Faculty. He's made so many great movies.
Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World.
There you go.
We Can Be Heroes. Pedro Pascal.
He's got 2 movies out this year, Hypnotic, and he'll have new Spy Kids out.
That's right.
So he keeps cranking them out, and hopefully he gets that new Alita movie out.
Mhm.
We're going to start a hashtag Make Alita Happen or something like that, Make Alita 2 happen. Yeah, let us know what you think of this filmmaker. If you get to see Hypnotic, let us know your review
Check
of
it
that
out.
movie
It's
as
cool.
well. You'll definitely get a kick out of it, I think, if you check it out in theaters as it's meant to be seen. It's not on streaming. It's not on digital. Have to go to the theater to watch it, which
You
is
have to physically experience it.
get out of your house and go see a film.
A movie theater is the best place to watch a movie.
It is. There's no distractions. You can't get on your phone. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't pause it. You have to sit there and watch. And it's only 90 minutes, so you're not going to have to go to the bathroom or want to check your phone. Anyways, we'll keep pushing Hypnotic on the channel. I'll do a whole Hypnotic video sometime in the future.
Top 23 reasons why you should watch Hypnotic.
We should do that. That would be fun. Anyways, thank you again so much for joining us on this special episode of the Real World Podcast. Like the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos, and we'll see you next time right here on the Real World.